to a very intriguing episode of Supernatural Sedona, a virtual quest for the truth about our origin and destiny. On this episode, we are going to be exploring the ancient mysteries of the American Southwest. We'll examine the possibilities that the ancient people of Egypt, Tibet, and Sedona in the Grand Canyon are all interconnected. What if the ancient Egyptians, Tibetans, and Native Americans are all interrelated as ancient ancestors? To guide us on our journey, we are joined by well-known author, adventurer, and star of the very popular television series Ancient Aliens, David Childress. Welcome, David, and thank you so much for joining us.
No, it's good to be here.
As we explore the origin and destiny of our civilization here in Sedona, the origin myths of the Native Americans become very intriguing. And I think many people believe they were the first settlers of the American Southwest. But now we may have proof that they are descendants of a much earlier race, maybe even predating our first known civilizations. Who do you think the first settlers of the American Southwest were?
Well, mainstream archaeologists and anthropologists are telling us that all Native Americans walked across the Bering Straits, came from Siberia to Alaska, and then walked down through Canada and ultimately down to Mexico and walked all the way to South America, too.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea that ancient people had to walk every place rather than, say, going by boat is a big schism, really, within archaeology and anthropology. And it's what's really known as the schism between isolationists versus diffusionists. So in the isolationist version, oceans are barriers. People can't just get into a boat and go someplace. Well, you know, oceans are barriers. So if you wanted to go from, say, China or Egypt to South America or Mexico or something, well, you have to walk there everywhere through thousands of miles of hostile tribes and everything like that. You just can't get into a boat because oceans are barriers. Now, the flip side of that is that oceans aren't barriers. Oceans are highways. And in fact, the easy way to go to someplace, really, in a distance, is to go by boat. And if you want to look at the highways of a continent, look at the river systems. And in fact, major cities are often built where rivers meet an ocean or come to a lake or something like that.
For trade. And
Right. So the idea that people couldn't get into boats in China or Southeast Asia or Egypt or Spain or North Africa and India even, and go somewhere in a boat, I mean, that's actually unscientific. But yet, that's what's being taught to us today in universities around our country. And these PhD professors are telling us, yeah, people can't get into a boat and go somewhere. They have to walk. It's crazy. So, in fact, when you look at, say, the stories of the Hopis and apparently the Zunis, Indians too, their story is that they came here by boat on a very long trip.